Those who appear in this Thick Death album, they're all people who have passed away and are not remembered. Mr. May had never met them before, but he could still see in these smiles, they must have loved life when they were alive. Each photo tells a silent story, an untold story. In their old age, without exception, they all ended up miserable. They died alone, and no friends or family to see them off. The next day, 2 new crematorium employees scattered the ashes of the dead in the ground. Seeing such disrespect for the dead, Mr. May felt very uncomfortable. He approached his supervisor and asked for a few more days of grace. He asked his supervisor to give him a few more days to take care of Billy's funeral service. His supervisor said he could do it if he really wanted to, but he could only do it on his own time, because he was officially fired. Mr. May came to the prison. He found out from an old guard Billy used to get into fights and brawls during his life and short-term detention here, but he was a very caring guy. Give money to charity. He once hung himself from the 3rd floor, hanging by the belt with teeth for 3.5 minutes. All the audience donated for this act at that time. With this clue, he searched through the records of many interviews with prisoners. Finally, he found a signature and address of Carrie.Mr. May was keenly aware this might be Billy's daughter. After a long journey, Mr. May finally found her at a stray dog shelter. Kelly was found. The news of her father's death. A trace of sadness was evident on her face, but she quickly pushed it back. She turned to look like it was none of her business.
I don't want to know. Thank you.
Mr. May rushed to pull out the photo album, showing her that Billy had actually been holding on to these warm memories of family members. In the car, Carrie told her why she and her father, the reason for her separation from her father. She couldn't forgive her father for abandoning her family, and she couldn't forgive for never having done his duty. On the day Billy was released from prison, father and daughter had a big fight over it. They haven't seen each other since back at Kelly's house. Mr. May looked at the picture of her with the dog. He could clearly feel Kelly's loneliness all these years. Kelly handed him a picture. It was a picture of Billy when he was young with his comrades. She didn't know why she had kept this photo for years. Maybe deep down, she always wanted her father back in the family. 3 years ago, her mother passed away, and now with the sad news, her suppressed emotions have finally reached a critical point.
I'm an orphan as of today.
Yes. That's not nice.
Looking at the girl's sad face, this time Mr. May, he didn't mention attending the funeral again, but when it was time to leave, Kelly thanked him. He couldn't resist.
Please, Mr. May, don't say any more. You've already said such a lot.
When we got back, Mr. May went to the nursing home. He found a comrade from Billy's youth. He learned from him Billy had saved his life back then. The 2 men had a strong friendship. Billy was one of the bravest men in the paratroopers. One of the bravest in the paratroopers. He would never abandon his comrades, but after he was discharged, he turned into an alcoholic bum. Maybe it was the brutal ward, that's why he lost faith in life. Following this clue, Mr. May came to the street where Billy used to wander, trying to get more information from the beggar's mouth. To get more information